Welcome today to the old-fashioned, relaxing afternoon on the Wheeler. We got the old building today going down. I'll just show you some homesteading skills you might want to pick up to keep your family alive after the apocalypse comes. Sort of, it's not allowed there today. We don't know what's going on. We gotta careful with the banging. That when it's nighttime, you gotta be careful with the banging, or else you might wake them up. So here's what we got planned for you this evening. We lost some of our boards in this. So okay, what's a birdhouse? It's a house for a bird. Bird makes his own house. Bird lives in a nest. You make a little house to a bird, you get a new nest in a little box in the yard. So the bird lives in a nest in a box that you make for the bird. The bird's house is still a nest though. Now this is a way you can cut if you don't got the measure tape, and you can just put them like that. And we used to have a pencil. We probably got a pencil. I think it's in the. Oh, we do have all this. Well, we'll leave that. We'll see if we need that yesterday. You know. So I don't know if you're following along at home there, folks, but just go ahead and use your saw. You're gonna want to move that underneath part, and sometimes you got to use your feet and this and that, or else you won't be able to get the saw to cut. So let's see how it goes here now. Make sure that's all squared up. Some people have what's called perhaps a jig or something to line up this cut for yourself, but we don't actually have that to line up the cut here. So we're just gonna do it by hook or by crook, by health and proxy. We're gonna show you the old-fashioned. So if you got an old-fashioned headache today, it might be hard to get through the old bore with an old-fashioned headache. I'm gonna say that. So what we got here now? We got two sides here, about the same. See, that's for the bird. Now here we got, this is the floor for the bird. You got to figure out how much floor we need. We need a little room, just in case, you know, a little bit of room. Need some front bit. No, maybe one of these for a front bit. The headaches. One of them for a front bit, and like that. That's probably good there. How wide do we want the bird's home to be? We don't really have a lot of wood or a lot of time, and you know, the birds have different ideas about every sort of thing, including their home. So we got to get the pencil here, or else we won't be able to do the marking. That's a difficult chest to close sometimes, which is what they could say about a lot of skills you encounter in your lifetime. They'll say, that's a difficult chest to close. I say to myself, that's a difficult chest to close there. And I say, it doesn't matter if you close that chest or if you open the chest, the same chest will be looking you in the face. So we move on from our pain in life, and we just open the chest and we let people be zapped by what surprises may lay inside there and outside as well there. This is what they call a line. You use your saw to make a straight line. I'll help you. There you go. So You gotta put your saw on here again, and you gotta use the cutter. Now, a safety measure if in your workshop is you should put your hair up away so that you don't get it caught in any of your machines. But see, where we're not using the power machines here today, yeah, well, actually, it's actually not a problem. It's not as much of a safety hazard. But it does hurt the face there a little bit to cut. We're running out of strength and something else. We don't know what's happening here. So let's try this. That looks great, guys. I'm really liking that, what we see here today. Really looking real solid here on the battlefield. If any of you guys got a like, share, comment, subscribe, put it in the chat. We got $100 to give away for the unlikely winner. $100 giveaway show here today, folks, and everyone who's watching at home. We got $100 on the line. So who's gonna be the big winner today? You find out more, you find out less. It doesn't matter. You gotta have your pencil though, and my head is really getting there. But that's okay. Hopefully we get our birdhouse done in no time and we can go to bed. But if you don't have a house, it can be hard to go to bed sometimes. So, you know, if you're just a bird with a house, that's good. If you're a human with a house, that's good too. Say thank you. Say thank you. You got that house above your head there to stay warm every night, and it won't get caught in any fire or place. Now, there's really a lot of trouble here today that we're having, folks, is that the squatting can be hard when you got the pollen in the head and the summer sicknesses and so on. So squatting can be kind of difficult. So I want to see what we can do about that squat here and go ahead and do some cutting. Now, I remember back in the old days they didn't have no saws, nothing. You had to cut things by hand with a knife. It takes you all day to do something like this. When you're almost done cutting the thing, you should make sure you hold on to the thing, or else you might get the little splintery bits and stuff fall on the floor if otherwise, and everything like that and all. It's important to keep your sawdust cleaned up at the end, or you might need to sneeze once or twice throughout the proceedings and the procedures. Now, that's looking pretty good. If you ever heard of glue don't stick to the shiny part like that. So well, the glue stick better on here, but you know the bird kind of want that in his house. So we're gonna wonder what we're gonna do about that there. Yeah. We got some water. So anyway, I'm gonna pop down into the chest here, grab some more tools for our venture. What we're gonna need here is now it's late at night, so you can't bang too many nails late at night. You gotta be careful with your nail banging. So we're just gonna take 4 nails for here for now. We might be able to put in some more tomorrow to hold it, make it stronger. Who knows? For now, we're gonna take 4 nails. We've got some tape for later, but what's really important here is I got this glue. Now, a lot of you people might be familiar with glue on the weekends and this and that, but glue is important for people's jobs as well, and for sticking things together Glue is good for your relationships, and it's good for putting pieces of wood together as well. So we're gonna put this all slather on here. Some people spread this out with their finger or something, but we don't care about that today. We're just gonna do something like this, and we're gonna sandwich it on the thing when we get there. But we gotta get the other one too, because I'm gonna do them both in one shot here today for the little birdies and the little rats and rodents and so on. Bird pie, little pies of birds will find themselves lying down in a better sideways road. Kill them. In fact, you can find many a time in an old town. I've seen them down in the meadow. They had many times flying there. We could get all together and you can find yourself counting birdies all day long. They said, and yeah, it was got on there. So got this look pretty slathered on there, like just like putting the icing on a little cake for your little Sunday afternoon dessert after a long hard day out plowing the fields. So we put a little glue on there, just there's you don't put on the glue on both sides, or else it won't work out here today. Or else you don't have that glue everywhere. You might not stick it. Kind of sticks to the paper a little bit, but that's all right. So we get it all out there today like that. We got this is the crucialities. See, we got the glue in the hair there. We're gonna watch out on that when we're getting into the crucialities. So in the Crucius 6, it had been said that you got to line up the boards here in the Crucius, and we're gonna line up this one here too. So a cruise ship, we're gonna take a breast, and we're gonna take it for one down, yeah. And if we don't take the cross it on breast in, you're gonna find that you might have a lot of trouble getting it all lined up once you're going down sideways to go. So if you don't turn this out now, you're gonna stick in there a little lightly, but you gotta get that out of the way, else you won't be able to do your hammering. So you want to clear out a little area if you want to do your hammering here, but you're gonna want to get the little lining boards to make sure the alignment is all crisp and William. Then after we get turned over like that, we're gonna make it all there again. See, we got a problem here today where we saw some of our materials out in the playing field, so on. But it was a tough go. You see, well, Randy got called back up to the big leagues with coach there, and it's a big important part of actually most things that he was eyeing, spying, and transpiring was he actually had a goggle of a whole bustle. Now, you gotta have a hammer, or else you can't do any nailing. And if you don't do no driving, that's all you can say. So we're gonna say, here we go. We're gonna be careful. Get that in real quick. Oh, never mind. That's not real quick. All right, that's kind of in there. Just gonna make sure that all the boards are lining up nicely. We're gonna pop this in on one nail there, just for protection's sake. And definitely, fellas, slide around a little bit. But the thing about the bird is the bird adapts to its environment. Whatever you give the bird will find out how. So that's what we're gonna leave for the bird today, is a puzzle. Now it can be tough to keep your mind alight. Alright, that's awfully loud for people down in the basement. We're gonna hope they're not around here most of the pain, but we got that assembled there, and that's good. Sometimes we get a little sweaty. Whew. And you gotta take a seat little breather because you're a little too warm. Now if we got it all done right, the lining up boards will go on there pretty good. Looking real nice. Oh, we are awfully in pain here today. But what we're gonna do to get through to the next round is we're gonna start to set up the back piling. And if we get the back piling on, we'll start to be able to see the way that we get to put on the fence gogglers. If you get the fence gogglers on, you'll start to see the whole thing come together right before your eyes. But if you don't get the fence gogglers on for one night, So, we're gonna just trace that up like there, and we're gonna cut that off with our saw once again, just the same as the last time. Now that glue, you know, the nails weren't too long, but they're gonna be pretty good nails by the time that glue sets in. The glue's even better than 1,000 nails in some senses. Now we want to make sure that we do this accurately. Sometimes you're gonna need to blow the sawdust away as you're cutting to be able to see where you're going. That's alright. So that fits on there a little like that, and I hope everyone can tell. Now we gotta do another one here for the front. We're using some recycled wood here today. Some of this has been outside for a few years, and it'll be outside for a few more for that little birdie and little family seat. This is what they call luck here, folks. Show you that line you see there with the little hole and the line all lining up good. That's the good luck there. We're gonna cut away the rest of that. So we wasn't even looking when we made that line, and look at there now. So I don't know what everyone else was up to today, folks. But here at the homestead, we had to take care of some business. We had to chase out rats, raccoons, rapscallions, rabbits, and there was a tornado. Sometimes you gotta get the last nub off there, so we don't need this for now. I'm gonna throw that away. Oh no, they're gonna tear my whole head right out the every old-fashioned window. So the birds, they like to go into the hole in the side and all this. So you might need to make a little hole, but we're gonna use this as the start of a little hole on the front or whatever for the birds get in, and they gotta be able to get in and out. So again, this is just gonna take a little glue, a little lining up, a little banging, and we like lining up and banging, and we're gonna get this going here. Just hang on while we slap on the glue. So if you're using a recycled wood, you might need to get this part off here, this old plastic and this and that, or else you'll have trouble making a little seal and bang in your old staplies, or else you might find yourself begging for mercy. So here we're going to slap a little bit of glue on the inside, outside, and then we're going to do the bang bang. And another trick you're gonna have to employ is this here to get this. So you can do the bang bang without it all going floppy flop there. So now we're gonna put on a little bit of the glue, because there's no shortage of glue around here, folks, and we gotta take our time to use as much glue as we can, carefully and accurately. So I found that secrets of my life and many more lifetimes deep inside the glue. Gonna have to thank our friends for providing this. Elmer. We have Logy here today. It's a great glue as well for glue explorers, glue travelers, glue pioneers alike. So here we have this on there like that. So I need to do the bang bangs. Now we gotta find some appropriate length nails. We're gonna use the minimal nails because people don't like causing trouble late at night. And so we got these tiny little nails to hold the front door of the bird on until the glue dries, and then hopefully the glue will take care of some more things aside from this. Let's see here now for the little birdie. We got this all lined up that they're going to do the tappy tap, and it should be okay. Might want to switch that around so that it's easier to line up with the way you like to swing your hammer. And that's up to you, folks. Everyone's got two arms. Well, not everyone, but most people I know have two arms, and you can swing the hammer with either one. It's up to you. And if you can't, that's fine too. You swing the hammer whatever way you like. Sometimes when you're giving it the old rash tash bang tangle, you might get the old boards sliding slip slow. And if you get them all slip slow, all you got to do is take your time to bang bang in the right little spot, or else you're gonna find yourself having constructed something with a few errors at the end. So it's attached on there like that. The bird's never going to get that off. That's great. So on here again, on the back, same deal, you know. Glue with my shoe. And you get the little nails and you put it in. Now there's a little error there, but that'll be okay too. So folks, we're going to take out 2 more nails from the chest of drawers. That's grand, 2 nails there. So I remember when my grandfather gave me my first 2 nails. I was just a little girl back then, and they didn't have many nails in my house, but he did have 2 special ones saved just for me. Made all blunt and safety like. Kept me from hurting myself or anyone else. Now if you get the fur in your glue, you might want to take the fur out with your hands and just put that aside. See, with the weathered wood, one side may be a little yellow, the other gray. We're going to put the gray sides outside so the bird sees the nice yellow walls inside the home. So here we go. We just got to slap a couple nails on there with the bang bang again. Yeah, it's feeling pretty good. I hope you guys have had a nice summer here. Real great weather here in Newfoundland. Out in the south here we had quite some time. Now if you have more glue, you might want to glue this one down, you know, onto the deck as well. But today we care not for that. Wander on we will, as the forlorn traveler is told. It's your own path that you travel, so we're just trying to help a couple birds out here today. So there you go, folks. This is a birdhouse basically finished. Now what we're gonna do And we know that the metal roof is real good. You don't gotta get the shingles replaced. So we're gonna give the birdie a little nice metal roof there on there like that today, after we get it all built up a little bit. So what do we gotta do? This is the sides, two sides here. So we're gonna make little triangles the other way. Now a way that you can make a triangle is get yourself a sheet of paper. A big sheet of paper from a pad of paper. We'll show you how you can make a triangle here today, folks. If you can find yourself a little piece of paper, that's great. That's great. So it's nice to have a helper, folks. I hope that you can have a helper in your life. So we can put this beautiful sheet of letterhead on here, just to get the shape we want. So we're gonna look at this from our own angle here at home, folks, and find ourselves a nice triangle that we can make. Triangle, a beautiful triangle shape that will make a nice roof for the bird. And the good thing about the triangle is if you get half of the triangle, everything could be better if you have half the triangle. Now, if you had some sort of measuring tape device here, you could decide the middle. But another way you can decide the middle, if you don't have one like this, is to just look with your eyes and say, perhaps that's the middle there, or somewhere else. It doesn't really matter. Golden ratio. So I'm going to see how long this is, and if it isn't convenient to divide in half, we'll probably just do it with our eyes. So what we have here is just about 11 inches, but like it's a couple of the thingies under it. 7/8, 10 and 7/8 of 1 inch. That's a strange way to express the distance, isn't it? So we're gonna divide that in half, sort of. 11 divided in half would be 5.5, so it's basically the same thing, minus 1/16 there. So we got 5.5, 7/16. That's beautiful day we have out on the farm here. So to find the 5 and the 7/16, you go to the 5 and go to the half, because 8/16 is like a half. You go back a little bit, and it's kind of hard to see, but we found the middle here. And now since we know where the middle is, we can go here, put the middle on our page, and then put our edges on our page, which is conveniently just about the same size, since I believe 11.5 is the height of a sheet of paper. Strange how things work out sometimes, folks. But we're going to use this middle line here to make a triangle that has a pleasant shape. We're going to use the back of our birdhouse to get it ready. Now we can just go by this line here and decide that that's the middle, or so on. That's great there, folks. And to get a pleasant little triangle, we got to take another little peek at this from the side. This can be a little tricky sometimes. Okay, what we got to do now is actually mark the bottom of this triangle, which is where this piece of wood is, right here. And again, over there. Gorgeous. Now, see our little ticks and tacks and so on. We make some connections, and then we'll have a desirable shape. If you remember back in elementary school using the rulers and things like this, they were straight pieces of wood. Sometimes aren't straight like the ruler, but you just find yourself a piece of wood that is, because not that many things are straight in this world. We're gonna have a long time making a little triangle, but you'll see when it's all done that it'll be quite beautiful. Oh, great. That's great and wonderful there, folks. Alright, So we got this triangle. What's the point of that, you may ask? Check this out. Really, you could use some scissors, cut off this part. I think there's some scissors on the table there that are pink and sitting there. Oh, that's wonderful. The Lord is with me today. And you can use the scissors to cut off the part you don't need. Now, folks, this may seem strange. This is the shape you want to make here for the side of your birdhouse. Now you know. So, but what you got to make it? You got these. Might not be easy. Here's what you're gonna do. Take that, line it up on the bottom. Get your pencil. There you go. Now you gotta cut along that with your saw. That's gonna be hard, but you're gonna be able to do that. Now, folks, I made a lot of structures in the forest. I never made one structure that was square yet in my life. So if you're trying to do permanent construction for your home or something, I suggest you tune into a different channel. Alright, and we did that a little fast, so it's a bit rough, but see here, I'm going to start to put the front of the birdhouse together like that, right? We're going to need to make a few more of these to get all the way across a triangle. And if this wasn't a live stream, we would probably cut this part out and just show you. But now we're going to cut out about 8 of the same board. Folks, this is the part where we do a lot of talking. Now, when I was a kid, we used to watch John Sloats, me and my father, on the Home and Garden Television Network. It was a great bonding moment. He always said, that man has so many tools. That man can build anything. I can't build anything like that man. That man can build anything. And I wonder, Father, why is John Sloats? Why can he build everything and we just can't? Now, it's almost luck would have it that's like about there, and we'll be able to fill it in with something or other, some sort of gap filling measure after. So 2 boards for each, and we'll probably be like part of the way there. Moss.
You could stuff the gaps with moss.
Oh yeah. So yes. So a traditional way to fill the gaps between logs in your log home is to use moss. This was done by peoples in Northern Europe, like Finland and Russia and stuff, for a long time in their log homes that they would make in, and it works real good. And you can do it if you live somewhere too. Like here in Canada, it's cold in the winter, and well, where we live in Newfoundland, it's actually mainly just wet. It rains a lot, and the rain is nice, but you're gonna want to keep the rain out here in Newfoundland. And there's actually a great thing called the tarpaulin or something like this, and it's an essential go-to thing. So I would say if you're making a birdhouse for Newfoundland like I am now. If you didn't have the metal roof, you could just use a tarp, and you get a lot done with that tarp. Find yourself 7 or 8 tarps, you make a whole community college. Now, Newfoundland and Labrador, this province in Canada perhaps employs the most tradespeople. per capita. Isn't that something? And in a lot of ways, Logy Bay Groovers are another one of them. And featuring actual tradespeople for sure. Now let's see how it looks from the other side. We'll see what the gap is like after we make 2 more of these things, I guess. We could just copy these ones we already did by tracing them, but it probably won't be as good as using a piece of paper again. So we might just use the piece of paper, which is this piece of paper, folks. You want okay? Yeah, that's a good place. We had the bird had it stored in their little home already. So take them and put them aside. We'll take another board there, everyone. Start the process all over again. Now, a cool thing about when you cut boards on angles, though, if you might have noticed with the last things I did, is you only have to do the angle cut once, because it actually makes 2 angle bits. And after you got your 2 angle bits, everything's fine. Now, folks, we don't know what's the deal with these ghost fingers, but I think Randy's reaching out from behind the grave today. And it's very nice to still feel the grasp of Randy's paws upon me. And it's all in well and good college, and everyone has a hard time understanding the tact and the meaning of the things that I say. So we can have a lot of trouble. I don't think this line is very good. I don't think this line is good. Folks, there may have been a knot or something strange in there. That was the difficult sort of cut that really activated the aggravation in the head there a little bit. So they're looking about the same. Don't really know what that means either. Feeling awfully warm. Who's warm today? We're just gonna have to take a minute to remember that everyone here is warm. A good tip for cooling down is blow into your glass of ice water. So folks, this is going to be a difficult and arduous procedure, finishing all these little triangles, but you'll see us progress in due time. In due time. Now we lost which one was which. That's that one. Keep these together, that's important. Once again, we got to line up things with our little paper friend. And that's like that. With the one, actually, in fact, you can put that like that, sorry. And I believe that should be fine already if we just go across there. But if we just get that on there real quick, and you can make sure everything is lined up. And that looks real nice. Real nice. Real nice. So this bird is, hopefully they can raise their family and send their kids off to school and happiness, everything else like that in this little home. We'll see now, and you'll have a chance to pick this up online. You could win this in the web store. It's going to be available up for winning. It can be, real important. Sit down on the floor sometimes, folks. And it's good to have a little tool chest. take care of your business out here. And sometimes it's hard to get things all lined up nice, but that's looking pretty good to me. And we gonna check one more time on there. Check twice, measure 100. Now the old farmer's adage of check twice, measure 100 was invented by the first American of all time 20,000 years ago. And they were able to construct themselves a great sled across the awful frozen shithole on the way there. And then they made it with all their people. And everything was fine. And they since people have known for 20,000 years that you should measure, cut. Make sure you do a lot of measures before you cut. Oh, that's a boiling hard headache on a Sunday, Saturday afternoon. They got blessings in June now on a dirty Saturday afternoon. All the boys got kicked out of church for swearing and carrying again. They didn't have any friends left by the time they died of sudden death. What a shame, what a shame. At the side of the graveyard no one came. What a shame. What a shame. Now here you might want to use a little nail or something like that to hold these together. Mostly going to be the glue. We brought some tape to try to do this. I don't really know how that tape thing is going to work out. We might try to put a little nail in each if we got enough of those little nails. Folks, we don't know where most of the nails in our home came from, but we definitely got enough for this little job here, I think. So we're going to take about the amount of nails we need, which is 4. And this is again glue, nails, glue, nails, etc. glue. So, carpenter's best friend is the coal de mincewear. That'll hook anything together. And if you actually knew this, this is an important fact. In French, wood is like boys. So if he knows about the boys, then he already knows wood in French. But it's not pronounced the same. I can't really say it right. It's like bois or something. But that's it. It looks like boys with an I. That's a fact. Now, I don't know if you guys have been sailors for a long time, but I've been a sailor for 1,000 years. And after I discovered the Southern Ocean, I didn't know where else to go. But then I actually started to be a sailor in space. And after becoming a space sailor, there was so much more to explore. A never-ending universe out there. And I discovered many more oceans and seas. Actually, a disease membership club as well. And this is when you get it all lined up for the bang bang. Make sure that your next nail don't go into your last nail like that. That can cause you some trouble. You're gonna need to draw everything again if that happens. So now the bird might get stabbed on the inside of the box a little bit, but that's okay. They'll figure that out. They'll incorporate that into their nest. One of the shittiest things ever is hitting your fingers with the hammer, though. So you gotta be mindful not to do that. Because you need your fingers, or else you won't be able to tickle the ivories on the breener. Musicians' fingers are very important. It's how they practice their craft. Most of them. Oh, that's for the other side. So, once again, more boring stuff there at home, folks, but it's pretty fun if you're doing it yourself. I gotta say, this is a thrill ride cartwheel. I give this a 10 out of 10. Ebert and Roper gave this a 500 out of 96. And I said that was good enough. I didn't ask for any more reviews. And then, there you have it. Newfoundland Herald gives us 4 stars. So, we're doing pretty good there today, folks. And that's a big thanks to viewers like you making things possible, and our sponsors, Sobeys, Tim Hortons, cigarettes, automobiles, etc. Actually, after this, we had the family fun hour on the community couch settings. It's gonna be a nice time, but you know, folks get a little distracted. We do miss Randy sometimes, not all the time, but you know, Randy's he's a good gent. He lives his life. We don't know what happened to him today. Didn't say, he said he'd explain later. And you know what? If the man says he'll explain later, that's all you need to know. You don't really need an explanation for everything in your life. Not everyone actually has time to tell you all that. Nor do you deserve to know it. So you need to find a way to make do with what you got. And that's kind of how we're doing here today. With our little bird condominium structure. Sent in from some of our fans were actually asking for this. So thanks, fans. Like, we really like that fans give us lots of input in what we're going to come up with next. The fans really actually are the reason we do this. So, just last weekend, Randy and I were at the Peter Easton pub playing rock songs and metal songs, techno. You've seen it if you've seen the show. There was some great stuff, and we actually had the equipment brought down to the pub as well to produce this live stream. But the problem was Logy Bay Groovers, now this is off the record, are not very punctual sometimes. It can be difficult. So we actually didn't have time to share that stream with you folks of us playing live at the Peter Easton pub for real humans. But we had some great prize winners. We had dancers. Like I'd say, a lot of people enjoyed Logy Bay Groovers. We took them to new places they'd never been. So if you ever find yourself in need of something to do, and the rare occasion they're playing a live gig, you should probably check it out. We changed a few people's lives. We'd like to thank great Russ Squires for getting it all started, and Ted Sampson really believed in us in the beginning, and I'd like to thank him for really buying our first album several times live at the Stetson, which is actually not our first album. That's just our first Newfoundland release. We have some releases from our previous career, but we don't like to let that out into the public because, you know, some of your music is actually not really for everyone. It's private and just for you at some points in your life. So, you know, maybe that'll be yours later, but for now, pre-Newfoundland days aren't really kicking around. Well, we just got one more nail to tap there, and then we'll have one side here finished, and we'll be able to assess the other side after that. Looks just like a birdhouse though already, you know? Great. So if you've ever lived underneath someone doing construction, it can be kind of annoying. But I know that you've probably been very understanding of that in the past as well, especially at night. You know that sometimes some construction, it's happening at night because it absolutely must. So you must be, I'm sure you've been very, very understanding of that throughout your lifetime. So we got two things we need to do. We need to make another triangle over here with a hole that the bird can go in. we need to put this thingy across here too to like hold the roof up. But how are we gonna hold that up? Maybe with like a thing, like a board or something here that's just high enough to get it up there, that high. That's gonna take a minute. So I think everything's going pretty smoothly. If anyone has anything they need to take care of anywhere, they probably have that ability. But we're gonna see what we can get done here with the limited reservoir of items we have here. Reservoir of items, they said. So what are we gonna do with this thing here, folks? I think we're gonna put that like that, and then draw the triangle that we want. Wonderful. But we want that. Oh, that didn't even work completely, guys. Sorry. So we want that little triangle thing there for some reason. And then we have this board. That goes across like here. But we need it to sit on top of this thing somehow. So we need to measure down how big this thing is or whatever. You can also put it against your thing if you want. But that gives us a half plus a bit more, plus almost a quarter. It's 3 more 16ths on our half. So we got 11 16ths. Don't know what that quite means yet, but we're getting there. So I'm going to measure down from our peak thing here 11 16ths and see what the fuck happens. That goes to like there. Wonderful, folks, you know. So any of our international fans, we like thank you for tuning in tonight as well. Logy Bay Groovers is worldwide, as you know. So what we've achieved here is seeing that we don't really need to make huge corner cut things, but we do need to go across and make some little corner nicks, and then I think we'll probably be somewhere. And if we aren't anywhere, you can go somewhere too yourself if you have access to a helicopter or plane or something like that, and you're a pilot. You have the ability to go so many places, and that's very good. So Randy actually has his pilot's license now, and he's gonna take us for a Logy Bay Groovers jet tour, where we're gonna be flying around in a large commercial jetliner, providing services for the people on board and spreading the stream across the world, because we want to stream in each time zone. So we're going to do a transcontinental flight, and going to practice first with some smaller non-transcontinental flights. So we gotta cut off these little corners. I don't know if this is gonna work. See what happens. Oh yeah, well that took the corner right off there, folks. Looking great. Don't actually know how to complete this cut here, because this one's a bit harder. Alright, and we'll figure the rest of that out with like a knife or something. That looks pretty bad, but it's gotten us somewhere. Don't remember what direction was which. Probably like this. See, that fits in there, like that or something. And then this board is gonna go on there like this to go across the other side that we're also gonna make, just like this side. But what we're gonna do right now is glue this on with a little bit of glue and a clamp. Because if you use the glue and the clamp, it's actually another way to get the perfect seal. So we glue the edges of our board and of our boards. And then we're part of the way there. Wonderful. You gotta get that bottom part too, might as well. Now, that made me just notice that there's this staple thing here. I'm gonna get that out of the way a little bit. See this here? Perfect seal. How do you get that perfect seal? Get some of your clamps. Get your bigger one. Whatever you got. Now, we gotta wait for that glue to dry for a minute, and we gotta take piss too. So we're gonna tune back in later, and you're gonna see what it looks like after we do the other side.